When you hear the term global citizen, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of us, it's probably someone with a passport just full of stamps, right? But what if that's not really the whole story? Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful philosophy that completely rethinks global citizenship. It argues that what makes you a global citizen isn't the stamps in your passport, but the empathy in your heart. Yeah, so that's the big question we're tackling. What does it truly mean to be a citizen of the world right now? Is it just about all the places you've been, or is it something deeper? Something about your ability to actually connect with the people you meet along the way? In the world we live in, a world that's so interconnected, getting that answer right has never been more important. And to help us navigate all this, we're going to lean on the work of Avreeayl Womack-O'Neil. Now, this is a guy with over 15 years of experience leading schools everywhere, from Los Angeles to Shanghai and now in Singapore. So he brings this incredible boots-on-the-ground perspective about what it really takes to build a thriving global community. So, where does O'Neill's philosophy start? Well, he kicks things off by challenging an idea that, let's be honest, many of us were taught was a core virtue, the idea of tolerance. He makes a pretty bold claim that in today's world, simply tolerating each other, it's just not enough. In fact, it might even be a dangerously low bar to set.
Okay, so here's the crucial difference he points out. He sees tolerance as, well, passive. It's basically just putting up with differences, maybe from a safe distance. But empathy? Empathy is active. It demands that we actually lean in, that we work hard to understand, and that we genuinely, truly engage with ideas and perspectives that are different from our own.
As O'Neil puts it himself, we absolutely have to aim higher than just simple tolerance. And listen, for him, this isn't just some abstract theory. When he took on leadership roles in places like China and Singapore, he found out fast that his very Western style of leadership just didn't work. He had to go way beyond tolerance to really understand and connect with his teams. It was a powerful lesson. Ignoring cultural nuance is a recipe for disaster. All right, so if tolerance isn't the end goal, then what is? What should we be aiming for? Well, O'Neill's work gives us a really clear path forward, and it's built on two incredibly powerful pillars that totally redefine what it means to be a modern global citizen. So, pillar number one is this fascinating idea called cultural intelligence, or CQ for short. You can kind of think of it like IQ or EQ, but specifically for culture. It's all about your ability to relate to people and work effectively across all sorts of cultural divides. But here's the kicker, and O'Neil really stresses this. You can't just learn CQ from a textbook. It has to be built through real, direct, hands-on experience. And that brings us perfectly to the second pillar, which is how you actually get that experience. He calls it classrooms without walls. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's this whole approach to education that literally breaks down the walls of the school, getting students out into their communities, working on service projects, basically learning by doing, by getting their hands dirty and engaging with the real world. So we've got these two big ideas, right? Cultural intelligence and classrooms without walls. But theories are great. How do we actually put them into practice, especially if you're in any kind of leadership role? Well, O'Neil gives us a super practical framework for doing exactly that. He calls it the 3 A's, and it's this simple, powerful blueprint for leading with empathy. First, you anchor. That means you have to know what you stand for, your core values. Second, you adapt. You have to show that you're flexible, that you can operate effectively even when you're out of your cultural comfort zone. And finally, you advance. That's about moving the whole team forward together with total transparency and what he calls radical visibility. Okay, after digging into all of these big, powerful ideas, let's bring it all back home, back to us. What does this new way of thinking actually mean for you and me in our day-to-day lives? What are the key things we should walk away with? I think at the end of the day, it's this. Being a true global citizen isn't some status you achieve. It's something you do. It's an active pursuit, not a passive one. It's a journey that's built on a foundation of empathy, not just tolerance. It means you have to actively work on developing your cultural intelligence. And maybe most importantly, this isn't some gift you're born with. It's a skill that can be learned and practiced by every single one of us, every single day. And that really leaves us with one final big question. You see, O'Neill's philosophy isn't just for educators or students in Singapore, it's a challenge for all of us. So the question to take with you today is this. How can you step outside of your own comfort zone? How can you build a classroom without walls in your own life, in your workplace, or in your community?